All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Sesh. I am your host, Raveheart, here as always with my best friend, my partner in crime, Taylor Surreal. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, we're doing all right over here. How you doing? You
I'm
said it
doing
was
good.
snowing.
It was snowing here yesterday. Yeah, nice weather in the 30s today. Got my second COVID shot today. Um,
Nice.
I'm currently so you know how they say that like COVID supposed like the whole thing was like smoking weed would protect you from COVID. I am testing another theory that weed will help you recover faster from the COVID vaccine because like some people are having some pretty nasty reactions to the second shot. And I'm saying that by eating McDonald's twice in one day while the day you get your shot and smoking a bunch of weed will make you feel better the next day. That's the scientific theory that I am testing right now.
This is the base. This is what we're going.
Yeah. But then again, also like it's so individualized, like you never know whether or not you're gonna get like a huge reaction or absolutely nothing. So, with any hope, I don't get one, but we'll see how it goes. So,
We're gonna be all right.
should we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. So we are here tonight to talk about a little Formula One, Formula
Mm,
as they say
Formula.
in Talladega Nights.
Other
Um,
places.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so we've noticed that kind of as a whole, Americans for whatever reason don't seem to give that much of a shit about Formula One,
Correct.
and we're gonna set out to change that. We're gonna try and kind of maybe explain a little bit why, why Americans don't care about Formula One, and then we're gonna talk about this past weekend's Formula One opener, the Bahrain GP,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
and the
Yes.
crazy shit show that it was. Everything from pit lane starts to sandwich bags binning former world champions, um, up and comers ramming into other people, losing out their entire front end. Some fun was had this weekend, in Bahrain. Um, so how much of like I know Taylor's a recap guy, and I'm a watch the full fucking thing guy. So what did you think of this weekend? Just real quick
Very,
race review.
very interesting. I thought the ending was pretty dope. Um,
We'll get
I
to that in
thought
a
Red
minute,
Bull.
but
I
yeah, you thought Red Bull
I
what?
thought they had it. I thought
Oh,
they had it.
I was
However,
gonna say I was watching the midfield a little bit more. The
you
Aston
saw the
Martin,
ball.
like the Aston Martin, McLaren, Ferrari, Alpine battle was very interesting to me. Like, it was really close there in like the middle of the race, but we'll get to that here in a minute. But like, why don't Americans care about Formula One?
Sheesh. Where do we start?
I mean, history is probably a good one. When the FIA started and they started Formula One, um, I don't think we were invited. Um, that's probably a
Plain and
bad,
simple.
yeah, probably a bad start. Like, Germany was represented in France and England and
Well,
all.
we had NASCAR,
Yeah, we
and
had
they
we
had
had
their own thing over in the rest of the world.
we had bootleggers, racing stock cars. They had
Souped up.
they had the hoi polloi, the rich people, um,
Uh,
racing in overpriced coffins. We did things a little differently. It's like ours is the outlaw gone straight. Theirs is the rich
They
dude
were
turned outlaw.
they were birthed in two very different ways, and
Yeah,
I think that might have something to do with it.
yeah, that and probably because of that exposure, it's like unless you're like, unless your dad's a Formula One fan or like your older brother's a Formula One fan. It's like it's one of those things like where you have to make the choice to be like, I'm gonna follow this. It's not
Yeah,
like you're it's not like NASCAR where it's like you're kind of, or at least in the States where you're kind of born into it. Like
yeah, and I find NASCAR was kind of much easier to follow too. It was kind of like there, I don't know. It seemed like there was less to follow. Like the Formula is like
yeah, there's a lot going on.
extremely technical,
Yeah.
extremely technical.
Yeah, the rules
There's
as
so much going on. Like
as we'll get as I guess as we'll get into in the next
so,
little phase of this. But it's like yeah,
and
the rules kind of suck, let's be real. Like the rules make it less fun. But yeah, when the I guess if the FIA were a little better at applying the rules, we'd get we get a better product in the end. But it's like yeah, NASCAR it's pretty much if they're at the front of the pack, they're winning. If they're at the back, they're losing. There's not a whole lot of variation in there. Pretty much I think everyone's on the same lap. I think you can end up like multiple laps
well,
down
and there's
in Formula 1 and
the tracks are also totally different, obviously.
yeah, completely bonkers in terms of
So
and there's like the no refueling during pit stops is weird. Um but there's good reasons for that cuz garages light on fire and stuff and that's bad. But
safety and stuff.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I think you mostly watch NASCAR for the crashes. Like let's be real. Like that's why you watch it. You're not watching because drive like watching, 40 dudes drive around in a circle for 500 miles is really all that fucking interesting. You're watching it
Well,
cuz you want to boom. You want the
especially if you're watching from TV.
yeah.
But if you're live at the event,
Okay, yeah, it
it
might be
is
a bit
a
more enjoyable.
completely. Now I understand because I've been to not a NASCAR race, but like a Camping World Series back in the day race. Not as powerful of a car, but still crazy. Oh my god! And it was BYOB, and it was a fucking party, and it was just insane.
Dude, you should come up to Mid Ohio sometime for the Indy cars and the
Yeah,
LMP ones. Those are dope because
yeah.
it's a huge fucking party.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a huge fucking party.
I love the cars because they do that. When you're there, you feel it in your chest. The shit is so loud.
It's like a music festival.
Oh, exactly. It's like you feel it. The
Yeah,
depth. It's crazy.
but like,
Which also Formula One has, but in a totally different way. Like that crazy high revving,
yeah, they're screaming at you.
screaming, titanium plates on the bottom just fucking
Yeah,
ripping
ripping
sparks.
sparks. Like that's the coolest part. And like, all right, now we're gonna move on into the why you should care about Formula One. I think it's kind of pointless to like really dive that deep into why you don't. But like, all right,
You'll figure that out on
here's
your
why
own.
you should. All right, so I think we start off in qualifying because qualifying is just hype. It is pure like who can drive, who can put down the fastest lap, period. And to watch like the Alpha Tauris jump up there and to see Ferrari like for like a nanosecond be 1-2 on that board was pretty interesting. But it's like things kind of settled where you thought they would. Um, I think Sebastian Vettel kind of got fucked. Um, ignoring the double yellows cost him that last qualifying lap, which could have got him into Q3 and like into the top 10, but that didn't really work out. He didn't really have a great race.
Sounds like you fucked up.
I mean, yeah, like he also crashed into somebody. at some point. I don't remember exactly who he crashed into, but it's like you had crashes. Um, you had the Rocky Four drama that is going on at Team Haas right now. Um,
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
yeah. So you have the American Formula One team with the Russian billionaire sponsor, whose son, who I'm going to name Nikita Dragovich after the character in COD 4 Modern Warfare. You know, the one that Captain Price shoots his arm off, because that's how this dude drives. Um, I
Basically,
mean, like,
he spun out on the third turn.
yeah, 3 turns in, he's off. It binned
They
it
couldn't have
twice in
even been at full
qualifying
speed.
too. It's like, yeah.
Bam!
It's like
Even
I
the
do.
announcers clowned him.
Yeah, it's like, and then like you go over, like, if you're like me and you watched like the full race and you go over to his like onboard cam and you can listen to his like race comms. And he's absolutely dejected in the car. Like, he's super sad. He's just like, I'm sorry guys, I really fucked that up. And it's just kind of like, you hear his crew chief. He's like, "It's all right. We're all here to learn. Don't worry about it. We'll get it better. We'll do better next time." It's like, you can tell that like there is just this seething hatred underneath that guy's voice, where it's like, "God damn it, kid! If your dad wasn't a fucking Russian billionaire, you wouldn't be driving for this fucking team." Like, that's that's you can hear it. That's why you need to watch. There's so much like personal drama and just total bullshit involved.
There's like,
And this is again just from the first race. You have who's the Red Bull curse coming in for I think Sergio Perez. I'm not really that well versed on the drivers, but he's the second Red Bull driver behind Max Verstappen. But like, his electrics die out in qualifying, but yet he's somehow
ow.
able to get them going while they're on the formation lap. So he has to start from the pit lane, which basically means he has to start from dead last. Somehow manages throughout the course of the race to work his way up to finish in fifth. Like, that dude, like, it's between him and the rookie from Alpha Tauri, Yuki Tsunoda. Like, they're my 1-2 for like best drives. But we have to talk about Yuki Tsunoda because dude just he shows no fear amongst former world champions. Like, he's slapping around Kimi Räikkönen and oh crap, it's Fernando Alonso. There we go.
He's
But
got
yeah,
something
he's
to
slapping
prove.
around.
He's trying to make a name.
Yeah, dude. He's just got no fear. It's like it's very much the get out of my way, old man. I got work to do kind of. Yeah, he's got the huevos. He's
Mm-hmm.
got the balls. He's one of like I honestly I think if I had to pick a favorite driver right now, it's between Daniel Ricciardo and him.
Fair.
Just because
Yep.
Daniel Ricciardo's got some dope merch. I've got to
He's got
say.
dope merch.
I gotta be real about it. Like, he's got dope merch.
See, this is something though with the crossover with NASCAR. NASCAR always had dope merch. Where's the dope F1 merch? We need dudes like this. I
Yeah,
want these dudes' faces on a T-shirt with the number or whatever. You know, like the fucking NASCAR, that Jeff Gordon or whatever.
or like the Dale Earnhardt Jr. It's like
Deal.
Here's the whole thing. You know what?
Dude.
What we need is we need a comeback of facial hair in F1. We need like the big bushy mustache,
We
like
need
the
big
Burt
mustaches.
Reynolds, like the Burt
Burt
Reynolds style.
Mhm.
Like Dale Earnhardt had one. I'm sure Richard Petty at one point had some ridiculous
thing.
mustache.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
If not, he had the hat. Oh, he
Yeah.
definitely had the mustache. Yeah, petty shit.
it's like there's no facial hair in. There's no good facial hair in Formula One right now. It's like you get a lot of like what I've got, like the beard with a little scruff on the on the edges, but like in
We need
fairness, that's not like it's fine if you're a DJ, but like if you're a fucking F1 driver, like dude, if I
it
was
better be fresh.
dude, I'd be rocking the fucking handlebar, like full
Oh,
on handlebar. Yeah, I'd be
make big
rolling. Yeah, I'd be
chops on
rolling.
the
Yeah,
side.
mutton chops, the handlebar. I'd be rolling up to the fucking racetrack in goddamn aviator sunglasses,
Maybe even a mullet.
on like a Harley Softail.
Well, now we're talking NASCAR again. Now we're talking NASCAR.
Well, I'm not gonna show up like a stereotypical American cop, like a
It's
motorcycle.
like if Ricky Bobby showed up to an F1 race. He's like, I'm gonna race this shit. How is that not a movie?
Yeah, how has Will Ferrell not done that?
How have they not flipped him?
Yeah, how have they not taken Ricky Bobby
They
to
show
Formula One?
to the French guy's fucking turf and
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I, you know what? I would pay money to actually see that movie.
I love that idea. That's one of the best movie ideas we've come up with in a little while.
Yeah, one of the ones we haven't come
John
up with.
C.
Like,
Riley.
yeah, they can't get Michael Clark Duncan to be the crew chief this time, though.
Right.
If anything, I'm not sure. Like, you can't bring back Ricky Bobby without bringing him back. Like,
Facts.
don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? Like,
You are not paralyzed.
like you can't replace his inclusion in that movie. I don't think there's anybody that could do it as well as he did.
No. Legend.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Shout out to Michael Clark Duncan. Yo,
Shout
rip.
out. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. So, any other big things? Obviously, we got like the track limits bullshit.
Oh, the amount of money involved.
Oh yeah.
And how it's kind of shady how like there's like it's such a regulated fucking sport, like they're constantly regulating it each year more and more, but at the same time it's kind of like this fucking Wild West,
yeah.
unregulated massive funds coming in from God knows where, who knows what's going on, and then it's just the race happened.
Yeah, there's
and
and qualifying was nuts, and like
Nigerian
practice was.
princes.
Yep. Okay, yes, the crazy sponsors. We're gonna do a whole episode on those because we got all the tobacco, shell companies
Oh my
basically. There's a
I
lot.
forgot about that.
There's a lot of opportunities for us to talk about some of the weird shit of Formula One. There's
Even the
Andrea Moda, the F1 team started by the shoe company. Then there's MasterCard Lola. These are some of the worst teams in F1 history. There's the F2 shit show that is Mahavir Raghunathan. We'll have to talk about him, the goat lord himself. And by the goat lord, I mean he is the greatest of all time at being the worst. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. Mahavir Raghunathan, you're terrible. You're probably still better than me,
Suck.
but like you still suck. Like let's be real. But all right, let's move on. We're gonna after the first race of the year, we've had a good opportunity to get a look at the cars in all their glory through practice and the race and everything. So we're obviously late on this, but we're going to give you our F1 livery tier list. So let's start off by explaining our tiers. Obviously, we've got the bottom. We got shit tier. Kind of self-explanatory. We have the ugly but cool, or Steve Buscemi. Yep. We've got the Larry David. So pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. And then we got fire, and then we got the triple S rank for the top. Again, pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, let's start off here.
And let me just note, we have graded this, but since seeing the race,
Yeah, and
and
seeing
since
them at
seeing
night
it at
and
night, which we did
everything.
not think about,
Yeah, we're gonna
we
talk you
did
through the
switch
new
things
tiers.
around.
Yeah, we're gonna move some things around here.
Which I think
Um,
some of these viewers might as well, because we didn't know until we saw it live, right?
yeah, exactly. So let's start off, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this is gonna change in either of our predictions, but McLaren.
Oh,
Still
oh,
straight
I
shit
saw it.
tier. It's still
Oh,
ass. Ain't nothing saving that thing. It's bad.
what are they doing? Like, you're watching the screen and you're like, who the fuck is that?
It's like,
That's McLaren. What?
yeah.
Why does it look like that?
Yeah, why is it bright fucking orange?
It's
Like,
such a weird orange with a weird blue.
yeah. And it's like at the very least, bring back like that. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna pull it out. Bring back like this orange. The, that Marlboro classic orange right there. Like bring that back.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go with this like.
Just the whole.
This is like basically like if the University of Florida came out was like, you know what? Let's just make our colors worse in every possible way. Like
And it doesn't even flow. Like the shape, like
it's
what's orange versus the other part doesn't look. It's just ridiculous.
yep. So this is just straight and shit tier. There's no saving it.
No saving it.
No saving it. All right. So
Do better, McLaren. The
yeah.
fuck?
So next, we're going Red Bull,
Okay.
and I think this for me stays where it was before. It's staying in fire. It's a modern
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
It doesn't look really any different, but like again, it doesn't have to.
Yes.
Um,
Like the crisp Ohio State uniform,
Yep,
the
the
OG
classic.
look doesn't need to be changed. It's just fire.
Again, with that said, would like to see them do one with like the yellow, like that, like the old school camels that we'll get to
Right.
later.
Inverted a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to see them switch that around because that could be fire too. But like, yeah, it's a modern classic, but it's fire. Like, it belongs where it belongs. This next one, I don't know. Mercedes. Like, I'll be
think we clowned
honest.
it the last time.
Yeah, like it's not bad. It's not awful,
The
but it's
teal
not good
sort
either.
of pops.
Yeah,
The
it's
teal
like
sort of pop. It's like an accent. I mean, it's not crazy great, but like it doesn't look bad on the track, but it doesn't look great.
it's like we had it in shit. I think in the recording that I screwed up, we moved it up into ugly but cool. Like, are we going from Steve to Larry here? Are we putting it in Larry David?
That's what I was thinking. I think it might belong in David for me at least. Larry David, because it in the nighttime in Bahrain with the glossy black and the fucking
Yeah,
the
and okay,
teal
yeah,
that
it did
popped,
look it did
the
look pretty
wheels
good.
had
I
teal
would
on it.
I would love to see them get rid of like the white on the back. Like, it just
Yeah,
have that like black with the little red accent up top. That would be cool.
yeah.
I still
sure.
don't like the white. I still don't like the sticker bomb on the back. Not a fan. So yeah, I guess we're putting it in Larry David. We're putting it in pretty good.
Because it's like
Um,
right, right. Next one.
Aston Martin. We had this one in Larry David before. But I think we need to bump it up to fire because it looks better under the lights. That green is a little darker than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I think it looks good. Again, I'd still like to see a brighter pink, but it works.
To be honest, I kind of liked all of them even more when I saw them on the race. Like I was like, oh, so like, yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, okay, Alpine, I think this. Okay, so Aston Martin, we're agreed that goes up in fire.
Yes, although I will say it doesn't look as good at night, in my
No,
opinion.
it definitely needs a little.
But
It needs that sunlight to get that that because it's got like that kind of a bit of a glossy finish to it. Like it has like that satin finish, which it needs a little bit of that. It needs that natural light to look good, and when it's all
right,
artificial, it doesn't look right. But
the night didn't do it crazy justice like it did with the other cars, some of the other cars.
yeah,
But it was, I mean, we know it's phenomenal. So yeah.
all right, Alpine. I think this stays in Steve for me. Um, like I can't. It's like the most American car in this field is French, and I can't have that. Like,
and I cannot have that.
it's like I can't have it. Like, I know that's supposed to be the French
I'm with
flag,
that.
but like,
I'm very with that.
it's like I think, yeah, the A and everything. It's like you almost expect to see like Steve Rogers' face on the side of that thing, like, or like Tony Stark. Get like Robert Downey Jr. up there with like a nice pose. Like the A is like for the Avengers or some shit. Like that's what you expect from that car, and it's Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. It's an old Spaniard and a Frenchman. Like not that. It's like Steve Rogers is like team from the first Avenger, like from the first Captain America movie. It's like nah, I'll move on. You get the Steve. You're an ugly but cool.
Not for me. Yeah.
So this next one, I think is gonna get an upgrade too, but Alpha Tauri. Like this
Yeah.
one's the choice. Like it was
Pretty
between
crisp.
this. It was between this and Alpha for me. It was between the Alphas, Alfa Romeo and Alpha Tauri for me for like the best looking car. And
Ooh.
Alpha Tauri took it. Like, yeah, I'm full like Red Bull B team, I guess. Like what can I say? Like
It even
I like
looked
the
good from like the cockpit view.
yeah, like it looks they they have set that thing up to look good. And if they hadn't had a few mistakes during the race, they might have both finished well too, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think that goes up into triple S for me.
Ooh. I mean, it was unexpectedly crisp.
Just fucking clean.
And a lot of times that's what all you need in F1. Like, shit, let's throw it up there.
All right.
I'm
So
with it. Clean.
the other triple S from the other time, which I'm gonna have to say, I think this one's gonna be one of the ones that gets a downgrade. Alfa Romeo. That green didn't pop as much as I wanted it to. It looks good in the renders, but it does not look as good on the track. I'm gonna have to give it. I'm gonna have to dump this one down in a fire. Like it's not triple S for me right now.
I'm dumping it down too because out of everything I watched, and I watched a lot of stuff. I didn't watch the entire full leg race, but I watched a lot. I don't think I ever even saw that car on the track.
Yeah, it's like
So,
it's you recognized it when it was like being called out, but it was like had to be if you don't know that it's an Alfa Romeo until the announcer has called it out. Yeah, you have to lose points there because it's just like looks great looks great in a render, but like it doesn't pop on track like
and they knew that
in
and
the
they
same
just,
way. Yep. So here's another one, and I mean we only got 3 turns of one of these in the race for us to even speculate on, but we're gonna go Haas, and I think purely for the fact that they got beat out on Americanness by Frenchmen, I think it goes in shit tier. Like
Yeah, and it was very forgettable.
it's
It did not
very,
pop.
very boring.
Yep. Again, another one where they made the render look better.
It's like
Not
it's not
great.
even that. It's just like I think this. I think the livery is kind of emblematic of the team right now, in that they just don't want to fucking be there anymore. Like they're just ready to cash in their chips and let Nikita Dragovich's dad, um, the original Big Chungus, Ivan Drago style. Um,
Just
he's like,
fund a whole new team.
yeah, it's like he's just gonna buy the Haas F1 team and take their entry, but who knows?
Only time will tell.
Yeah, so Haas, you're going in shit tier. If you can get your Rocky 4 level, you know, pits under control, maybe you get to bump up at some point, but odds are you're going to be like Mazepin Racing or whatever come next year, so who gives a shit? Williams. Like, this one's going in shit tier, but like, I have to say, it's like, it looks like two different cars. When you see it from like the front top angle, it looks like one car. But then you
Oh
see it from
yeah.
the side, it looks like something else. And it's just like the front end, if you'd gone with that kind of like that style of design through the whole car, this thing could be a banger. But nah. Like again, I talked about it last time. It's like that 90s font from the Solo Cups. Like the big splotch of green with like the other like purple wiggle through it. Like that's what this reminds me of. And it's like when you cover up your own logo in your livery, like what the fuck are you doing?
It definitely looked like a kid made it on like a Gran Turismo or something, like from a default available thing that you didn't have to unlock anything for.
Oh, so you're saying this is like pre microtransactions, like
Exactly. I'm thinking, I didn't. Okay, I will say though, it surprised me when I saw it from the side view. The colors at night, again, because we're talking about at night here, did surprise me. But I can't bump it up.
yeah, it's still shit.
It surprised me. I will say that. But yeah.
It's it's just like yeah, it's a surprise. It doesn't warrant a bump up, but it's like it's shit but closer to ugly but cool.
Like when I saw it in the live, I was like, huh. I was like, I still don't like it, but
It
I
looks
don't
better than it
like it
did
as
before.
much. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
don't
better.
hate it. I don't hate it quite as much
Yeah, I don't
as
hate
I
it
did
as much as
before.
I thought. Yeah,
And then last but not least, Ferrari. And I think this joins Williams, Haas, and all the others right in shit tier. Because, one, I don't get the gradient. I don't like it. The it's too drastic. It's like I think I said this last time. It looks like the fucking Ferrari wet itself. Like it's not good. And then
I don't get it.
the fucking green, which they actually had on there this time. Ugh. Do not like that. I know what it's supposed to be there for. I know it's supposed to like when you're driving by, it's supposed to look like the chevron. But like God, that just looks bad. It's no. Sorry Ferrari, you suck. I guess the Tifosi are gonna like come to our houses and kick our doors down and beat us up for besmirching for Enzo's legacy, but fuck it. Like this thing is just ugly.
Lord knows they have the funding.
Yeah, they can track us down.
Oh.
just a bunch of like Italian dudes in like all white with like the black leather shoes with like the little scarf thing, like knocking on our doors.
Ready to just rumble.
Oh man, but no. So yeah, Ferrari, step your game up. Your shit's weak. Um, yeah, I guess like I don't like. Let's you want to give them the honorable mentions?
Oh, like our favorite liveries.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just gonna have to outright say that mine is the OG Marlboro.
yeah, yeah. Yours is the OG Marlboro.
How can
Mine's the OG Camel.
which is
Yeah, so like
phenomenal because we didn't talk about that ahead of time.
yeah,
It
we did
just
not we
came
did not
out.
plan this out, but like yours is the classic OG, like that.
Oh, oh,
Granted, this
exactly.
is
Everybody's like, I remember that.
yep,
Yep.
but it's like that. Yours is that one. Mine's the classic like yellow Camel.
Also, everybody knows it.
Yep, and then like yeah, fuck it. Let's throw on the other honorable mention onto that list too. The OG Camel Trophy Land Rovers, which will be
Worth it
again
out.
like some of the other motor racing content. This will be getting an episode of its own just for the sheer bonkersness of what that uh, event was. The Camel Trophy was insane.
Yeah,
Um,
we can't even get into that right now.
yeah, no,
We
that's
can mention it, but
we can mention it, but like that is something that is going to require depth.
oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
Boxes of cigarettes, people. Boxes.
yeah. That you got for starting a race. Well, again, this will be covered in
We'll
time.
come back. Stay
But
tuned.
yeah, um, but yeah, man, I think that does it for the tiers. We've got everybody all laid out and everything else. We will be coming back to this throughout the Formula season, giving you the American viewing experience and yeah, all the weird, wacky, and wonderful things that are yet to come in the world of F1 this year. We'll be
Through
bringing
our American lens.
yes. As much of a shit show as that's going to be. All right, everybody. I think that's it for us. Until next time. Adios.